Hello everyone, welcome back to Viewers Hobby channel and to the 4th episode of Budget Micro Touring Car. In this video, I am going to fill the diff and shocks with grease, and I'll also tell you what you should look out for and what's bad to have when you run this car. First, let's see how a differential works and why should you fill it with grease. When the car is turning, the inside wheel spins slower than the outside wheel. The differential is there to allow the wheels to spin at different speeds. The way that gear diff works is that it sends the power to the wheel with the least resistance. Essentially, if one wheel stuck, it will send the power to the other wheel. The problem is, if the wheel that got the power doesn't have any traction or contact to the floor, it will just spin without driving the car. So we need to limit the difference between two wheels. One way to improve this is to upgrade the car with ball differential, which has adjustable tension between two wheels. But a ball diff, especially a good one, is quite expensive. The other way is a budget way I am going to show you by filling the gear differential with differential gear grease to add some resistance inside. Here they are. I got these Kyosho greases in the sale from my local shop. The higher the number, the stickier it gets. Honestly, these are a bit expensive, but there is other use too, which I'll talk about later. The filling process is very easy. Just disassemble the diff and apply the grease. That's it. Now put it back together. And you can feel some resistance when trying to turn it. At the front, I use grease number 30,000, and at the back, I use number 15,000. So the front is stiffer than the back. The other use for this differential gear grease is to apply it on the shocks to add some dampening and makes them work more closely to oil shocks. Simply pull the shock out and apply the grease to the shaft. Here you can see the difference between shocks with and without dampening. Now that my diff have some resistance and my shocks have dampening, it's time to go for test drive. Once again, I divided the test between two types of tires. First, the 5-lap tires. The car is a bit more stable to drive, and lap times also improve a bit. Even though there is no drastic change in lap times, the car is easier to drive than before. Even when the tires start to slip, I still have the confidence to put the power down. Now let us look at Tamiya foam tires. I have much more confidence to put the power down at the exit of the corners. The shocks with dampening also work very well with these tires to reduce the bounciness and iron out the bumps. The result is not very drastic, but it is more consistent than before. So far, I've covered all the basic stuffs you need to run this car by fixing the drivetrain and suspension, replacing the tires, then fill the diffs and shocks with grease, and you'll get the car with good performance to drive with confidence. On to the things you should look out for. As some of you may know already, WLtoys has quite brittle plastic, especially the gears. First, differential is weak. The bevel gears inside will wear out quickly and will stop working in just a few runs, especially at the front. The only way to get it working again is by locking it, but it will stop being a differential and become a solid axle or spool instead. Try to stock it so you have replacement ready all the time. JJRCQ35 diff also works without modification too, and it has better quality than WLtoys'. The other way is to upgrade the swing shafts to long universal shafts from Atomic, and use differentials from Mini Z or Mini Q instead, because they have much better quality than WLtoys' diffs. The other parts that wear out very quickly are the center shaft pinions on both front and back. You need to stock them too. However, you can potentially fix this by doing almost the same as when I did the CS gear, by filing down the gear until it becomes a shaft, and then put 8T pinion on it. This will probably last much longer than original gear too. So remember two things you need to stock: differential and center shaft pinions. As always, links are in the description below. Adding to the total spend are differential greases that I actually bought them in euros, but I converted to US dollar for better representation. I have also replaced the center shaft pinions. Well, I only run this car for a few months and I'm on to the second front diff and second set of center shaft pinions already. This really shows how weak they are. Next time I am going to upgrade the transmitter, so I can have more adjustability and make it more comfortable to drive. And that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it yet and hit the bell icon to get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.